Warning, the game you are about to watch is extremely toxic. This game was not an accurate reflection of my skill with this killer, nor is it a good representation of how I normally conduct myself in games. What you are about to see would be considered bullying in some cases. If this triggers you, you should start by calling your internet provider and canceling your service, because you're probably too damn sensitive for the internet. If none of this bothers you, then enjoy, because these kids get wrecked. Alright guys, welcome to another episode of High Score Gaming and Fitness. My name is Kevin and we are the brand new killer, the Blight. Alright guys, before we go in on this unexpected Dwight, let's talk about this killer. He's been given the nickname the Pinball Wizard, and that's probably because he acts like a pinball. I mean, if that pinball had a drug problem, and was covered in goo, and had a cane. Alright, so this killer's special ability is called Rush. Now, Rush is based on a token system, and it's a sprint that's pretty hard to control. The way you continue to use tokens and continue to use the sprint is by running into obstacles. Running into obstacles also activates the lethal rush ability, which is what allows you to strike. So basically, during your first initial rush, you can't strike, but after you bump into something, you now can hit a survivor if you run into them, or if you run close to them. The biggest drawback for this killer is that it is pretty hard to control, and seasoned survivors are pretty good at 360ing and countering this play. So this schedule was a little interrupted by the fact that Monday was Labor Day and my wife was off, so I chose not to stream on that day and I wanted to spend some time with the family. That being said, just because I had the day off, we actually kept the diet clean even though we were all off together. Tuesday was when this big bad boy came out and we played him a lot, which meant a lot of games lost because I was not good at him and I'm still not great with him, guys. So what that means is Tuesday we were spinning the wheel a lot. Now, normally I'd get kind of upset about this flashlight, but honestly, this Finch was the best player in the game. Plus, I will say, the way I did these guys dirty, I kind of deserve the flashlight. Okay, so the perks we're bringing in today are Dead Man Switch, Hex Ruin, Devour Hope, and Hex Undying. Hex Undying to keep those other hexes protected, and let's just say Hex Devour Hope is the one that wins us this game, and you'll see why. Alright, so the way Devour Hope works is on a token system. Now, when a survivor is unhooked and I'm at least 24 meters away, I get a token. But hold on for a second. I gotta know, do some people play without sound in this game? Alright, anyways, so where was I? Oh yeah, the tokens. So, if you get at least 2 tokens, after hanging a survivor, you get a brief speed boost for 10 seconds. I believe it's 5%. And when you get 3 tokens, all survivors have the exposed status effect, which means I can down them in one hit, which on this character is particularly nice. And at 5 tokens, you can now kill survivors by your own hands, which means I can mori them without hanging them. So as you guys can see, while I was in the chase with this Kate, I ended up getting my 2nd and 3rd token. So I now have the ability to down survivors instantly with a single hit, which is extremely bad news for these guys, especially on this killer. And right here is the exact moment they realized I had Devour Hope. Alright, being that I thought this week was really good, I was very surprised to find out my total for the week was actually 0 pounds. So I didn't lose any weight, I actually maintained the same weight, which isn't bad, but I was hoping for a little bit better. So let's try a little bit harder next week and see what we can do. Now guys, it was never my intention to bully these survivors, but I very seldomly get 5 stacks of Devour Hope, and let's just say I got a little excited. However, I did not bargain for a DC. Well, I hope that DC wasn't on purpose, but if it was, wow. Hey, he had a pretty sweet Mori though. Anyways, any nicer killer would have let these other two farm and escape, but I have 5 stacks of Devour Hope, and I happen to be recording this game, so unfortunately, I am not that nice of a killer. So I guess it's time for some music and some shameless murder. Let's get it. As a disclaimer, I know full well that I did not get these kills out of being really good at the game. Keep in mind, I recorded several games and this was the only one where I didn't let all of them out. So, that being said, here's the numbers for the week, and guys, thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more from me, and we will see you next week.